Hello, what's going on? Welcome back to another LFC Transfer Room video. I'm Ta, and today I'll be taking a look at Christopher Nkunku, a player analysis content coming right at you. What's all the hype surrounding the attacking Frenchman all about? How good is he? How are his stats like? And how does he compare with the rest of the Liverpool front line? Let's not waste any time, get right into the video. So we'll first begin with some stats from Transfer Market. That's my go-to place to learn about the general information of a footballer. Looking at the stats over here, 24 years of age, 175 centimeters tall, born in France, plays as an attacking midfielder, but we'll get to that in just a bit. It's not just that attacking midfield role that he's good at, he's more versatile than the position actually states. He's featured before for the U21 French national team. He's currently playing for RB Leipzig. Made that move in the summer of 2019 from PSG. Previously, Nkunku featured for the PSG B team, the UEFA U19 team, as well as the first team, but during his time there, limited minutes was the story. He was a backup to the likes of Neymar, Mbappe, Cavani, Di Maria, Icardi. All of those players were selected before him in the pecking order, which meant that a move to RB Leipzig, a new league and a new style, definitely benefited him a lot. Looking at the overall stats from this campaign, the 2021 to the 2022 season, he has played 29 games, scored 17 goals, and bagged another 16 assists to go along. That is by far the best season in his young career. And a bit more about the positions played, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the times he's playing as the attacking midfielder, plays 13 games already this season in that central spot, 5 out right, 5 out left as well. But what's even more interesting is that he has been deployed as a second striker and even a center forward at times, although not as much as that attacking midfield role. It shows that this guy can adapt and play in multiple types of formations. Time to move over now to FB Ref. This is where you'll get all the stats that are more in-depth about a player, learn more about his qualities going forward, defending, and also his passing abilities. Now in FB Ref, he has been compared to both the attacking midfield and forward category, so it's two different types of stats. We'll take a look at both of them, starting first with his numbers comparing to attacking midfielders and wingers. Really does well in this category for the first third of this part in the stats table, whether it's the goals, the shots, the assists, all the XGs, XA stats if you're into those. What really stands out to me the most is the non-penalty expected goals plus expected assists. He is in the 97th percentile with the score of 0.73 per 90. That's absolutely amazing, way above standard. And every number in that first third is up in the 90th plus percentile. The only one that is below that 90th mark is the shots total. And again, most of these numbers show that he has that eye for goal, always going forward, the ability to create chances not only for himself but also those around him. Looking at the second and third quadrants, the numbers do drop a slight bit. Passes attempted, pass completion percentage a little bit lower than you would expect for someone playing up top, but at the same time, what's even less is the tackles and interceptions, as well as blocks and clearances compared with the rest of the players playing in that attacking midfield position. Now I totally understand this. I think that comparing where he plays to the midfield spot, he's not back there as deep, which means that he's not the one playmaking and not the one creating those passes all the time. And when it comes to defensively in that midfield, you get in a lot of tackles, you get in a lot of battles. The formation that he plays in Leipzig is a 3-4-2-1, and he's usually deployed as that 2 behind the 1 up top, which means he's not really in many situations where he has to tackle and where he has to defend and make interceptions as much compared with other midfielders around him. But what changes though is when you compare the numbers of Nkunku with the forward players. Now the second and third areas do significantly increase, whether it's the passes attempted, passes completion percentage. All these are then in the 95th and 88th percentile, and to be honest, in that second, third area of just passes and dribbles and progressive passes received, it increases because he has better stats in terms of carrying the ball forward and in terms of passes than a center forward would, which makes sense. And also his numbers in terms of pressures, tackles, and interceptions, the defensive duties that he has to do, way higher than a normal forward because he's playing slightly behind that main center guy. Well, this is basically the best of both worlds in my opinion. You're not getting a player who's stuck to that midfield. He's better than most midfielders when it's going forward with that eye for goal. At the same time, he's better than most forwards who are playing as the main number 9 because he has that space, he has that time to make the passes, to also come back and defend and also press a little bit. So I think it's the best of both worlds. Now, comparing to the forwards, yes, his stats in terms of goals, expected assists, all that stuff does drop because you're not in front of goal as much as the main striker would be. But I think that it's a perfect fit for Liverpool because Liverpool don't have that out and out number 9 striker. They don't have a player who sticks only to one area. All the front 3 interchange, all the front 3 can play deeper at times, can play out the wing, can play as the number 9 or the false 9 as well. And I think Nkunku's versatility, the fact that he can play multiple positions, 5 different spots, definitely will be a big boost if Liverpool get their hands on him. Finally, let's take a look at how Nkunku's stats line up and stack up with the rest of the Liverpool front line. I've selected 4 players: Jota, Salah, Mane, and Firmino. So what jumps out to me right away is not a lot of red, and we like to see that. Green means the best in the category, red means the lowest. And when you stack Nkunku up against Salah, Jota, Firmino, and Mane, yes, I understand that Nkunku's played as a much deeper role player than those 4. But if Liverpool were to sign him, I think that he will be deployed as one of the front 3 starting up top. So it makes more sense to select the players I have gone with. Now, what does he do well? Well, assists and expected assists. These 2 jump out to me. He beats a lot of the other guys in this category. It shows that he has that eye for goal, and this season it's been phenomenal to see him get on the assist tally as well. And shot creating actions, for an attacking midfielder to be at 4.98 per 90, that just shows that the team gets the ball to him. Moving to the defensive numbers, comparing with Salah, Jota, Firmino, and Mane, again, a lot of white, which means average numbers right in the middle of the pack, and also some green there in terms of interception, clearances, and aerial duels won. Interception numbers and clearance numbers at 0.87 and 0.5 per 90. Well, this shows that he has a presence to press the opponent's defense. He has the ability to intercept passes and turn those passes into attacking chances for his team, and it certainly has worked this season for RB Leipzig. Well, that's it for my player analysis video of Christopher Nkunku. His contract runs out halfway through the year 2024. Will it be time for Liverpool to finally swoop in and make a last-minute transfer window deal? Well, let's see in the up and coming days.